There are forces in life that you cannot see with your eyes, whispers in the energy around you that reveal more than words ever could. Some of these forces wear the faces of the people you love, the friends you trust, and the family you hold close. And yet, not all of them carry light. The greatest danger in life is not always the person who stands before you with obvious hostility, nor the one who shouts their anger for all to hear. The true danger is subtler, quieter, and often closer than you imagine. It lives in the familiar faces you trust, in the ones you call friends, in the family members you hold near your heart. These are the individuals whose energy hides beneath layers of charm, kindness, and smiles. Yet beneath the surface, a different story unfolds. You may feel drained, uneasy, or unsettled in their presence, but you struggle to name it because they are people you are conditioned to accept without question. The first lesson, then, is to recognize that danger is not always loud. Sometimes it is whispered, delicate, yet profoundly disruptive to the soul. To navigate this hidden terrain, you must learn to read more than words, to see beyond the masks people wear. Every smile, every gesture, every sentence carries an energy. It vibrates with truth that your intuition can sense long before your mind has a word for it. If a conversation leaves you feeling smaller, if a meeting of eyes feels heavy, if the laughter in a room subtly unsettles you, do not dismiss it. These are signals from the deep self, the uncorrupted part of you that knows when something is wrong. Life often teaches us through experiences of discomfort. We meet people whose presence challenges our boundaries. And sometimes we ignore these early signs because we want to belong, because we hope love and patience can transform them. Yet there is a sacred discernment in noticing without needing to fix. Protecting your peace is not a betrayal of love, it is an act of sacred responsibility toward yourself. When someone's energy constantly unsettles you, when you feel a silent storm brewing in their words or actions, it is not weakness to step back. It is awareness. It is the courage to honor your own soul's equilibrium. The true strength lies not in confrontation, but in recognition. It is in the ability to hold your ground, while the world around you swirls with chaos. The danger in hidden people is that they can subtly erode your joy, distort your perception, and lead you into patterns of self-doubt and confusion. But the light of awareness protects you. It teaches you to trust your internal compass, to feel energy before it manifests in words or deeds, to see the unspoken motives that linger beneath the surface. Remember, the danger is not a punishment. It is a lesson, a mirror reflecting where your boundaries are weak, where your intuition has been silenced, and where your peace has been compromised. Recognizing this danger is the beginning of freedom. It allows you to breathe fully, to move through life with clarity, and to surround yourself with those who lift your spirit rather than diminish it. The silent storm can only harm you if you remain blind to it. But once you see, once you feel, once you honor your instincts, you step into a life of self-respect and inner strength that no hidden darkness can touch. Your peace is sacred, and protecting it is the most profound act of self-love you will ever commit. Not every smile you encounter is a blessing, and not every friendly gesture carries pure intentions. Life has a way of teaching us that appearances can deceive, that charm and warmth are not always reflections of a kind soul. Some smiles are masks, carefully constructed to hide wounds, insecurities, or even darker intentions that may inadvertently, or sometimes consciously, drain the energy of those around them. People are complex, and many carry burdens so heavy that they cannot fully distinguish their pain from the impact it has on others. The energy they emit can subtly sap your joy, cloud your clarity, and leave you feeling emotionally depleted without any obvious reason. Learning to recognize these hidden dynamics is essential if you are to preserve your inner peace. It begins with awareness, with listening to the quiet signals your body and intuition provide. You may notice that certain interactions leave a lingering heaviness in your chest, a subtle tension in your shoulders, or a restless feeling in your mind. These are not coincidences. They are your inner self speaking, signaling that this person's energy may not align with your own. Awareness is not judgment. It is clarity. It is seeing the difference between the nourishment of connection and the drain of hidden discord. The world will always offer you people whose presence challenges the brightness of your spirit, and not every person will be able to walk alongside you with mutual respect for your energy. It is not your job to fix them or to carry the weight of their unresolved pain. Protecting your own energy is not selfish, it is sacred. This does not mean you become cold, indifferent, or harsh. It means you develop discernment, learning to engage deeply where it is healthy and to step back when it is not. You honor your boundaries while remaining compassionate, knowing that distance is sometimes the kindest act both for yourself and for them. Observe, listen, and trust the signals that arise within you. A consistent pattern of discomfort, a feeling of heaviness in their presence, or a repeated sense that your light is being dimmed are all signs to pay attention. These are the subtle messages from your soul, reminding you that your peace is valuable and must be protected. In a world filled with noise and distractions, cultivating this awareness allows you to move through life with clarity and confidence. It teaches you to recognize authenticity, to appreciate the company that uplifts you, and to release the bonds that quietly drain your vitality. Every interaction is a choice. Every connection is an opportunity to honor or compromise your inner balance. By seeing through the disguise of smiles and gestures, by feeling the energy beneath appearances, you reclaim the power to curate your life consciously. Surround yourself with those who illuminate your path, who encourage your growth, and who respect the sanctity of your energy. In doing so, you not only protect your peace, but also elevate your existence, moving through life as a radiant presence that cannot be dimmed by hidden burdens or veiled intentions. The wisdom of discernment is the armor of the awakened soul, and it ensures that your light remains untouchable no matter the masks others wear. The most hidden demons are often the ones closest to us, the people we feel obligated to love, protect, or tolerate. They are the friends we cannot refuse, the family members whose presence is woven into the fabric of our lives, the individuals we convince ourselves we must endure for the sake of loyalty, duty, or history. These are the relationships where the line between care and compromise becomes blurred, where our own boundaries are quietly eroded because we fear conflict, rejection, or guilt. True peace begins when you realize that no obligation, no social expectation, no sentimentality should ever come at the cost of your soul's equilibrium. The challenge is that these hidden forces often do not announce themselves with obvious malice. They operate subtly, influencing your thoughts, questioning your self-worth, or injecting chaos into your mind while maintaining the guise of familiarity and affection. The energy they carry can be draining, confusing, and corrosive, yet it is disguised in the language of care, concern, or protection. To recognize them, you must become fluent in the language of your own inner guidance. You must listen to the subtle signals that your intuition sends. Moments when your chest tightens, when your mind becomes restless, when you sense that your vibrancy is being dimmed without reason. This is not paranoia, it is awareness. The inner self has a remarkable ability to detect discord long before logic or reason can identify it. Protecting your peace is an act of courage and self-respect. It means creating space where your energy is not compromised, learning to step back without resentment, and understanding that love is not synonymous with sacrifice of self. Setting boundaries is not betrayal, it is wisdom. It is a recognition that even those we care for can carry energies that are not aligned with our own, and that our spiritual and emotional well-being must remain intact to continue to navigate life fully and consciously. You may feel guilt, fear, or resistance at first, but these emotions are part of the conditioning that has trained you to prioritize others' comfort above your own clarity. As you practice discernment, you will notice that maintaining distance does not diminish your love or your compassion. In fact, it often strengthens it, because it allows you to interact from a place of wholeness rather than depletion. Distance can be a form of protection, an acknowledgement that your peace is sacred and that no one has the right to violate it. The process of recognizing hidden demons in those closest to you is a journey toward awakening. It is a commitment to honor your intuition, to respect your energy, and to cultivate relationships that uplift rather than diminish. When you learn to release the grip of obligation and expectation, you create a life filled with authenticity, clarity, and vitality. Your energy becomes your shield, and your boundaries become the structure within which your spirit can thrive. The demons you uncover are not to be feared, but observed with courage, for in that observation lies the power to reclaim your life, to protect your light, and to rise above patterns that no longer serve your highest self. Peace is not found in pleasing everyone. It is found in honoring yourself first, and from that place, all other connections gain depth, clarity, and true harmony. Energy never lies. It is the silent language of the soul, speaking truths that words often attempt to conceal. Every person carries a vibration, a frequency that resonates with intention, emotion, and essence. Some energies are harmonious, uplifting, and nourishing, while others are discordant, heavy, and destabilizing. The key to protecting your peace lies in learning to perceive these subtle currents, to feel the weight of presence before it becomes words, to sense the undercurrent that shapes interactions long before it manifests in action. When someone consistently disturbs your clarity, leaves you feeling restless, or dims the spark within you, it is not coincidence. Your spirit is alerting you, signaling that the resonance of their being does not align with yours. This is not a matter of judgment or assigning blame. It is a matter of awareness and responsibility. Energy communicates in ways that the mind often struggles to articulate. Through gut instincts, shifts in mood, and the subtle tension or lightness that arises in your body. When you begin to trust these signals, you enter a realm of profound discernment, where the invisible becomes visible and the unspoken becomes undeniable. Many of us are conditioned to ignore these warnings, to rationalize discomfort, or to suppress intuition in favor of politeness, loyalty, or social expectation. Yet every time you disregard the quiet alarms of your energy, you risk inviting confusion, chaos, and emotional depletion into your life. Learning to read energy is a practice of honesty, courage, and self-respect. It requires slowing down, tuning in, and observing not only what is said, but what is felt. Notice how certain presences affect your breathing, your heart, your clarity of thought. Pay attention to recurring patterns, the relationships that leave you drained, the conversations that cloud your judgment, the individuals who seem to drain rather than uplift. These are the footprints of misaligned energy, the subtle indications of forces that do not serve your well-being. Protecting your peace is not avoidance, it is elevation. It is the conscious act of choosing interactions, environments, and relationships that honor the integrity of your inner world. By aligning with energies that support your growth, you cultivate a life of clarity, creativity, and resilience. You learn to respond rather than react, to interact with intention rather than obligation, and to preserve your equilibrium in the face of external turbulence. The moment you honor the truth of energy, you no longer allow yourself to be swayed by appearances, excuses, or surface charm. You trust the signals of your body, the whispers of your intuition, and the resonance of your soul. This awareness becomes a shield, a compass, and a source of empowerment, guiding you through relationships and experiences with confidence and discernment. Energy never lies, and once you understand its language, you cannot be fooled by pretense, deception, or disguised intentions. It becomes the ultimate tool for self-preservation, the foundation upon which peace is built, and the pathway to a life in which your spirit remains untouchable, radiant, and free from the silent storms that others may carry. Protecting your peace is not a withdrawal from the world. It is an act of elevation, a conscious choice to rise above the turbulence and chaos that often surrounds us. It is a recognition that your energy is sacred and that allowing it to be compromised by external forces is a slow erosion of your spirit. Too often we confuse engagement with obligation, presence with necessity, and empathy with vulnerability to depletion. We allow ourselves to be drawn into conflicts, dramas, and toxic cycles because we feel compelled to react, to please, or to fix. But true strength is found in discernment, in the ability to hold your boundaries firmly while remaining compassionate, aware, and fully present within your own space. Protecting your peace does not mean you turn away from the world. It means you engage with clarity and intention. It means you recognize that not every battle is yours to fight, not every opinion is yours to validate, and not every energy is yours to absorb. There is a quiet power in choosing when and where to give your attention, in discerning which interactions nourish your soul and which leave you diminished. The moment you commit to protecting your inner world, you begin to reclaim authority over your emotions, your thoughts, and your reactions. You no longer allow the chaos of others to dictate your mood or destabilize your clarity. You learn to observe without internalizing, to feel without being consumed, and to respond without compromise to your own equilibrium. Elevation also requires trust. The trust that you are supported, that the universe or life's greater intelligence moves in harmony with your alignment, and that letting go of energies that no longer serve you opens space for higher vibrations to enter. Distance is not abandonment, it is preparation. It is the conscious removal of obstacles that hinder your growth, clarity, and joy. It allows you to cultivate relationships that are mutually respectful, uplifting, and aligned with the essence of who you truly are. The practice of protecting your peace demands patience, courage, and self-awareness. You may encounter resistance from those who are accustomed to your availability, your acquiescence, or your tolerance. Yet this resistance is not a reflection of weakness. It is a reflection of change, of growth, and of the boundary you have finally erected to honor yourself. Each moment spent preserving your peace is a declaration that your spirit is worthy, your time is sacred, and your energy is not for exploitation or compromise. You begin to attract people, experiences, and opportunities that resonate with your frequency, that honor your light, and that reinforce the strength of your inner sanctuary. Protecting your peace is ultimately about living consciously, about moving through life with clarity, presence, and intention, and about refusing to allow the storms of others to dictate the weather within you. It is a lifelong commitment to self-respect, empowerment, and elevation, a practice that transforms challenges into lessons, disturbances into signals, and chaos into a canvas upon which you can paint the serenity, resilience, and radiance of your highest self. The universe often moves in ways that we cannot immediately understand. It removes people, alters circumstances, and reshapes our lives not to punish us, but to prepare us for growth, clarity, and transformation. Every departure, every ending, and every shift in relationships is a signal, a message that space must be cleared for something higher, more aligned, and more authentic to enter your life. When someone leaves, it is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of the natural order of energy. Life is constantly pruning, refining, and reorganizing, creating room for the vibrational alignment that your spirit requires. To resist this process is to resist your own evolution, to cling to comfort at the cost of authenticity. The moment you begin to trust this subtle orchestration, you free yourself from unnecessary attachments, expectations, and resentments. The universe's wisdom is gentle yet firm. It nudges you toward environments and relationships that enhance your clarity, joy, and growth. Every revelation, whether joyful or painful, serves as a doorway. These doorways are often disguised as challenges, heartbreaks, or disappointments, but they hold the potential to guide you toward your higher self. The lesson is not in clinging to what was, but in embracing the space created by what is no longer. This is the path of true empowerment, where your peace and well-being take precedence over fear, guilt, or societal expectation. Trusting the universe does not mean passive acceptance. It means active alignment with your inner guidance, observing patterns, honoring your intuition, and choosing to move with life rather than against it. As you cultivate this trust, you begin to recognize that departures are not losses but invitations, opportunities to clear emotional clutter, to release misaligned energy, and to step into relationships, environments, and experiences that reflect your highest potential. The universe removes people not to punish, but to teach you discernment, to help you cultivate a sanctuary for your spirit, where clarity, love, and energy can flourish without obstruction. Each removal is a mirror, reflecting the lessons your soul needs to learn about boundaries, self-respect, and prioritization of your inner world. When you surrender to this rhythm, you discover freedom from resentment, fear, and attachment. You begin to navigate life with grace, understanding that endings are as essential as beginnings, that loss can be fertile soil for growth, and that every shift brings the promise of alignment. Your journey becomes a continuous process of refinement, where every choice, encounter, and release is a step toward the life you are meant to inhabit. Trust in this process cultivates resilience, inner strength, and profound clarity. You learn to move forward with confidence, knowing that the universe conspires not to harm, but to elevate, support, and realign you with your highest truth. Peace is not something granted by external circumstances. It is cultivated through trust, surrender, and the recognition that every change, every removal, and every revelation is part of the intricate, benevolent design guiding you toward a life of authenticity, joy, and alignment. By embracing this understanding, you allow yourself to thrive, to create space for growth, and to walk confidently on a path that reflects the sacred rhythm of life itself, where every ending is a beginning and every departure is a step closer to your highest self.